Good morning, everyone. My name's Debbie Mann. I'm with Festivals and Events Ontario, and welcome to Tuesday Talks with FEO. Today, we have an amazing guest, Amanda Murray, who's our FEO Awards Chair, and she's going to be telling us everything awards today, which is, well, she'll tell us what the date, the closing dates and everything are as well. So, welcome, Amanda. Thank you so much for joining us and doing this for us. And I'm looking forward to hearing about our awards.
Thank you so much, Debbie. Good morning, everyone. My name is Amanda Murray. I'm the Community Culture and Tourism Coordinator at Clearview Township, which is located in Simcoe County. And we are home to the award-winning Small Halls Festival. Top 100 festival since 2017 and won Best New Festival in 2015. So it's great to always be on talking with Festivals and Events Ontario. Just for everybody on the call, feel free to raise your hand or enter questions into the chat function. And then as I go through the outline for the awards program, if questions pop up, I'm happy to answer them either during the presentation or at the end if it's something that I know I'm going to talk about eventually. I also just wanted to let everybody know I've been involved with Festivals and Events Ontario my entire career. I started off as a summer student with the Fergus Scottish Festival and then eventually worked down in the Windsor, Leamington area before coming up here to Simcoe County. So I've been a long time supporter of Festivals and Events Ontario and a huge cheerleader for the awards program. I really truly believe that our Festival and Events Ontario Awards is one of the greatest membership benefits that we have to offer because it recognizes and truly honors the amazing industry that we have in the province of Ontario. And if it wasn't for festivals and events, and if it wasn't for our suppliers, so many things that would happen in our communities just wouldn't be possible. It's great to celebrate arts and culture, the live music, culinary experiences, agriculture and fairs and sporting events. The list goes on, and it's amazing to see so many events get recognized. And our industry suppliers, for those of you who are on the call, if it wasn't for you guys working tirelessly behind the scenes, making sure that our festivals continue to grow and be the best that they could, we wouldn't be here without you. And at the heartbeat of all festivals and the entire industry is our volunteers and our supporters and sponsors. So there is also recognition in our awards program, which I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about when it comes to recognizing our volunteers. So let's get started. I'm going to have Jay scroll along. All the information that I'm sharing this morning is available on our website at festivalandevents.com, and then you can just select on the award nominations button. It's really easy to find. Our awards committee.
Amanda, can I just interrupt you real quick? Yes. It's festivalsandeventsontario.com.
Oh, sorry, Festivals and Events. Oh, gosh, Festivals and Events Ontario.com.
Thanks.
Sorry about that. No,
That's
I'm glad
okay.
Festivals and Events Ontario.com is where you will find all this information for the awards. I also just want to give a huge shout out to our FEO Awards committee members who over the last few months have taken a chance to look at our awards process and really try to make this year easy and as streamlined as possible. I think we are all in the same boat the last 2 years with COVID, how tiring it was. Many communities weren't able to do events, but then there were also a lot of organizations and communities that did do their events. And we as FEO did do an awards program. We recognized those industry suppliers and events that were able to happen during the COVID period. And what we learned from that process was that it was really easy. I think many of you are on the call today, did make those applications, and you remember how easy it was. It was a one-page document, fillable form, submit your photos, and no cost. to do that. So our awards committee, we took a lot of that feedback and we were able to make adjustments to the awards program. And as we go through this morning, you'll see some of those changes that have been incorporated for this year. So the first big issue, or the first big item I should say, is that all of the FEO awards that I'm going to be talking about are all free to enter if you are a FEO member in good standing from September 1st to December 31st, 2022. So we really want to make sure that the awards is seen as a benefit for all of our Festival and Events Ontario members. Also this year, if you are not a member, you will have an opportunity to apply for all of these awards as a one-time opportunity, which will cost $100 for each of the award categories. Then next year, you will not be able to do that unless you become a member in good standing. So this is a new way of us transitioning non-members into the FEO Awards program. But I do want to just remind everybody, if you're doing some math, the $100 will quickly add up if you're going to apply for multiple award categories, and it's probably cheaper to become a Festival and Events Ontario member. However, there is an option to pay online for non-members, with the real emphasis that this is a member benefit for all of our current members in good standing up to and including December 31st. So the awards that are available this year, I'm going to start off with the big one, which is our Top 100 Award. This recognizes the provincial standard for our top festivals and events across Ontario. It's high profile, it generates a lot of extra marketing opportunities. It's great to be named as an award-winning Top 100 festival in the province. And it truly is the best way to be recognized as an industry leader or as a festival leader. You can also use your award for things such as, grant applications, recruiting new sponsors, because there's such a great avenue to be known as a top 100 festival in Ontario. You get listed on the website and on the events calendar as being a featured top 100 event. So some of the ways that you need to, what you need to do is download the nomination form. And like I said, we've made these a fillable application form. Reading through all of the components. So in this case, we've really condensed the top 100. Probably a round of hands on this call. You probably remember having to submit a big binder with all of your promotional materials, all your campaign materials, and that is not necessary anymore. We want to make sure that everyone knows that this is an online application and you only need to submit your supporting materials on a PDF. So very easily, you'll just go through, answer the questions in 2 pages or less, submit your high resolution photos and any screen captures of social media, marketing materials, things like that that you want to include. And all of that can be emailed to Jay directly. So very simple, very easy way of completing the form. And like I said, some of the big benefits is that you are recognized as a top 100 award-winning festival in Ontario, and there will be a lot of extra support provided by the FEO staff in terms of marketing, website exposure, the press release that goes out. Plus, you get a digital logo that you can include on your website and any of your promotional materials or your collateral that also recognizes you as a top 100 event for that year. The next set of categories are our achievement awards. So achievement awards are broken down for festivals and events either based on budget, so there's 3 categories for that, or by non-budgeted. So when you click on the Achievement Awards PDF, you're going to see a description for all of the different categories. sponsor of the year, best promotional campaign, best new festival, best greening of the festival. Those ones are all broken down by budget. And then best social media campaign and best overall volunteer program. And I'm just going to break out the next two separately, which are new awards, which is impact and innovation. But what I really want to emphasize with everybody on the call is how important it is that you read through the Achievement Award descriptions. We want to make sure that in your 2-page write-up that you answer all of the questions. This helps us, the judging panel, make sure that we can evaluate your application. So we need your information to be concise. Point form is completely acceptable. In an email or on a PDF so that we can read through it point by point. What's great is some of the achievement awards, like Sponsor of the Year, for example, it's so many benefits. You can go back to your sponsors, they get the recognition as well as you as the festival. All of the achievement awards still need that supporting material. So make sure you show 3 high-resolution images based on the description within each of the achievement awards. So again, a really good example of that would be under the Sponsor of the Year category. Email us the 3 photos that best show why that sponsor is affiliated with your festival. The festivals and events achievement awards that are based on overall budget, you also need to make sure that you're really clear in which ones you apply for. So again, reading through that, whether it's under 100,000, 100,000 to 500,000, or $500,000 or more. So make sure when you're completing the form that you check off that box as well. So this year, the Festival and Events Awards Committee took a look at 2 new award categories. And these are, sorry, I'm just scrolling to that section. Thanks, Jay. I know you have it on the screen, but I'm just going to bring up my notes quickly. So we really took a look at some of the categories that we used to have and realized that times have changed, and we wanted to make the FEO Awards, Achievement Awards, have a wider reach and more encompassing of all of the different festivals and events that are happening in the province. So the first one is named the FEO Impact Award. And I'm just going to read the definition of that. It is in the application. But it will recognize the achievement from a festival or event that embodies the best ideas to advance cultural diversity and inclusion at events, or empowering marginalized demographics to participate, or increases the social impact of communities within your community, social impact of events within your community, region, or Ontario, or being a leader in regards to truth and reconciliation in the Indigenous community. So the Impact Award is truly about creating that impact within your organization or creating that impact within your community. So this is our first year offering this new award, and we're really looking for those new initiatives. Previously, FEO Achievement Awards included things like Best New Initiative, Best New Fundraising Idea, and we kind of just lumped some of those key components into this overall Impact Award. And we also really want to get an idea of how you measured your festival's impact as well. So again, when you're reading through the application, just take note of those 4 or 5 questions so that you can really tailor your application and your responses back to meeting the new FEO Impact Award. And again, supplying 3 high-resolution images to support your application. The second new award, which is really exciting, is based on budget as well, and that is the Innovation Award. So the FEO Innovation Award will recognize the achievement from a festival or event that's introduced creative, effective solutions to strengthening the event, appeal to a broader audience, or enhance the experience for patrons. This may include new sponsorship activations, new fundraising, using innovative technology. Gosh knows we've done enough of that during COVID. So using technology to increase sales or to enhance the overall guest experience. Perhaps as an organization, you've entered into a new public-private partnership or any other transformational or entrepreneurial method that has strengthened your festival. So at the heart of the Innovation Award is really getting to those new best practices that your organization has done to strengthen or to enhance your festival, whether it's technology, people power, new funding, new sponsors, all sorts of new initiatives. We really wanted to start showing that the festival industry is adapting, that we're innovating, that we are taking these big leaps forward. And our committee just saw the FEO Innovation Award as being the answer to that. So again, the Impact and the Innovation Award are both two new award categories, and they are based on budget. And once again, like all the other ones, make sure you submit your high resolution photos. Then just briefly, some of the achievement awards that are not based on budget include the Best Overall Social Media Campaign and the Best Volunteer Program. And we know that there's a lot of questions being asked, but really do try to keep these concise in your responses. The awards program form, you can just submit that one time with every single one of your applications. So all of those emails can go directly to Jay. And if you are a non-member, you're interested in applying for any of these achievement awards, you will need to go online and make your payment for those achievement awards. Next up, any questions so far? Sorry, before I move on.
Nothing in the chat so far. I don't see any hands up. So
okay, great. I'm just checking off my notes here. So okay, so next up is the Municipality of the Year Award. We started this award probably about 5 or 6 years ago now, I believe. And it recognizes the municipal leadership for supporting the festival and events industry in our communities and obviously across Ontario. This is based on not budget, but based on population. So once again, in the application package, or in the nomination package, I should say, there is a really great description on how you as a municipality will be recognized should you be the winner of the Municipality of the Year. How you'll be able to use your individualized logo. There will be, once again, a logo for this particular award. And municipalities are, even in my area, the town of Collingwood won it a few years ago. They still use the Municipality of the Year logo on their promotional campaigns and on their billboards when you enter into their town boundaries. So it's great to see that happening across the province. Centre Wellington Township has won it previously. I believe Amherstburg won it a couple of years ago as well. So it's just great that municipalities are really being recognized for how we can play a role strengthening the festival industry. Very similar to the other applications, there is a series of questions that do need to be answered. Feel free to use bullet points. It does look like there's a lot of lengthy answers needed, but it's really just high level. Just really get to the point about what you want to share as a municipality to our awards judging committee. So there's 4 questions in this particular area. And again, those high resolution images that are necessary. Again, if you are a municipality that is not a Festival and Events Ontario member, then the cost is $100 for the application. If not, it's open to all current FEO members. The next bundling of nominations is the Volunteer Award Program. So this obviously recognizes the volunteer excellence that is needed for all of these festivals to happen in Ontario. It truly is, like I said at the beginning, the heartbeat of festivals are our volunteers. They provide countless hours. They're passionate. They are so dedicated and committed. I love working with our volunteers. What better way to recognize them than by making an application for our volunteer award programs? There are 3 categories for the volunteer awards. There is an overall volunteer of the year, which is any adult over the age of 19. There's the youth volunteer, which is really important because it really does show that there's interest from our young people, ages 13 to 18, to volunteer and to give back to the community. And then we also added a couple years ago, with great success, the family volunteer of the year. And the family volunteers for 2 or more people from one family. And I think it's safe to say that no matter where you are in the province, whether you're up north, in Thunder Bay, out in Ottawa, or down in the GTA, families play such a huge role on volunteering. They're usually a board of directors. They're usually involved with setting up all the vendors, getting other volunteers, who knows, but truly families usually volunteer together. So we want to make sure that they get recognized. Once again, it's just a 2-page or less application, just answering some of these critical questions, outlining what they have really done to support your festival. The other supporting one is the volunteer program, the overall volunteer program, which you need to include. And once again, there is just a number of questions that need to be answered for the overall volunteer program. So it's important that you include both a bit of the information about the volunteer you are nominating, but also what is the background? How are you as an organization supporting those volunteers? Our next award category is truly focused on our student achievement or student leadership. So this one is open to all members, but we do work very closely with colleges in particular to support students who are pursuing a career in event management. The student is recognized obviously as being an award winner during our Festival and Events Ontario Awards Gala, but they also actually receive a cash bursary of $500 to support their education advancement. So that, I think, is the one part that is a little bit different. All of the achievement awards and the top 100 will receive a certificate or a plaque, but with the student leadership award, cash is king, right? So we just make sure that the students get a bursary that can support their education. This one also does require a bit more supporting materials that need to be submitted. So you do need to work with the student to make sure that they provide the answers to all the questions that are outlined. It's very simple. We're not looking for a thesis. It is just 500 words or less. But really, it's about how their experience has impacted or has been related to the event industry. So those are the achievement awards, the volunteer program, and the municipality of the year, and the top 100 that really focuses on festivals and the organizations that create and execute the festivals. The next set of categories is about service excellence. So these ones obviously are very important to us. It's all about making sure that any business that provides exceptional services to supporting the festivals and events are recognized. So we're calling out to all of our industry suppliers that have gone above and beyond to make an application and to submit their nomination. Overall, there are quite a few categories as well, which are all included on a one downloadable PDF. It's very simple. There is the overall Supplier Service Excellence Awards for different categories. So in all cases, read through the application in close detail, and you'll actually see the categories for submission. So first step would be entertainment awards. So when you're submitting your entry, you nominate yourself as an industry supplier. And for the entertainment awards, it's broken down into children's entertainment, performers, entertainment agencies, and then alternative entertainment providers, things like fireworks, midways, inflatable special attractions. The operational awards is for any of those suppliers that provide outstanding service and high level of quality to supporting the festivals and events. So things such as administrative service providers, training industry, event planners, event management, on-site professional services. So those are our security, medical, fire prevention, those types of services. Foundational products is what we've called the next category. So that's all the logistics, fencing, tickets, waste management, tents and bleachers, all the components that really are needed on site or to support the festival. And then the promotional and special product providers. So flags, banners, decor, any of the printing, green products. So as a festival, if you work with a supplier that is producing all of your green, environmentally friendly products, you might want to encourage them to go online and submit their nomination. We also have the two new award categories that are from the Achievement Awards transferred over to the Service Excellence Awards as well. And that's the Supplier Impact Award and the Supplier Innovation Award. So the Supplier Impact Award, and again, I'm just going to read it off my screen because I don't have this one in my notes specifically. It is, what items or services have you provided that advance cultural diversity and inclusion? Has your company been a leader in truth and reconciliation in the Indigenous community? So for the Supplier Impact Award, we're really looking for you as the supplier internally to see if there were any changes that you made within your organization. For the Supplier Innovation Award, what innovative products or services have you introduced to the festival and event community to strengthen events, to appeal to a broader audience, or to enhance the experience for customers? So as a supplier, what solutions have you brought to the table that festivals have been using that really were innovative and changed the way that festival was doing their work or doing their event or doing their activity? So those are the two new awards, and those again just require 500 words or less as a PDF with photos. Again, very easy to make these applications. You can do it in a bullet point.
Amanda?
Yes.
Kyle has a question here.
Yes.
What if a supplier is not sure which category they fit in or may fit in more than one category?
That's a great question, and I know lots of suppliers have run into this. If you think that your application is stronger in terms of being a performer, then I would check that category off. You really want to tailor your nomination to the category that makes the most amount of sense. So if you're traditionally a performer, but then you created a new innovative or a new impactful way, then you can select, I would apply for that one separately. As an existing member, of course, there would be no cost if you apply for multiple award categories.
So suppliers can apply for more than one category.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then if you're a non-member, you would have to just pay the $100 for each of the service awards that you're applying for. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Great question. Mm-hmm. One of the great things about the Achievement Awards and the Service Excellence Awards is that you will be recognized in individual galas. So all of the achievement awards and the top 100 will be showcased during our FEO Awards night, our gala event that happens during the conference. And the Service Excellence Awards, which I'm sure we'll probably get the exact date and time once conference details are released, but it typically happens during a luncheon where our industry members are still there and they will be available to accept the awards. So it's a great way to have both the festivals being recognized as well as the Service Excellence Awards recognized in their own manner. So this is a good time. Yep.
It would be, because if they're there, if they have a booth too, they can put their award right in their booth. They can promote themselves right throughout the whole conference.
Exactly. Yep. Thanks, Debbie. That's a really great point, because that's one thing as event managers, when we go around and we're really getting to learn about all the new suppliers, it's great to see those awards being presented. And some of the past industry suppliers, they bring all of their hardware from previous years, and it just shows the amount of excellence that we have available. The last category that I do just want to briefly touch on is the Hall of Fame Award. So this is a shift in our practice. Previously, the Hall of Fame award, or the Hall of Fame nominations, was done internally with the Board of Directors and the General Manager for Festival Events Ontario through Dave McNeil's office. So what we've determined, though, is that we want to open it up for nominations to be accepted by the community or the industry at large. And this is really to recognize the outstanding achievements from individuals who've made a significant long-term contribution to the industry. It's a professional, whether they are working, retired, or in a volunteer capacity, that have made their contributions time and time again and have gone above and beyond with strengthening and supporting the festival events industry. This process is new to the FEO Awards Committee, but we are very supportive of this because the Hall of Fame is truly a pinnacle for many people. We actually have a couple on the call right now that are inducted into the Hall of Fame. And I just think it is such an amazing opportunity to recognize those long-standing supporters, those champions of our industry. So in the nomination process, so it's open to any festival or any FEO member can nominate another individual. You do need to be able to answer some of the questions specifically about the nominee. So give an overview of the nominee's career, the positions they've held. Really think about what void would exist in our industry if that individual had not made their contributions. Also show how that individual has been a leader during their career. How have they been successful at either developing or implementing new ideas? How have they been successful with strengthening the overall industry and the suppliers? So once again, this is something that we are opening up. We really do want to make a call out to all of our FEO members to look at nominating individuals into the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame gala, or sorry, the Hall of Fame inductions happen during the awards gala, which is usually it's during the conference time, and it's a really great chance just to share that time and celebrate these individuals. That basically concludes the overall nomination process.
I have a question.
Yeah.
On the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So if a member wants to nominate somebody within their community, that nomination does not have to be a member, right? The nominee can either, so let's say Hillside Festival wants to nominate somebody. Kate, put me on this. I'm going to use you as an example. And they have somebody in their community Kate is a member, so she can apply and she can nominate anybody within the community, member or non-member, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay. And then if they're not a member, then they just have to pay, it could be anybody in the community, they just have to pay the $100.
Correct, yeah.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah. I do have Dave on the line if he wanted to just jump in and just clarify, because that is something that the board had to review in past years, but my understanding is exactly how you just presented it. So anybody can nominate any individual who has made a significant contribution. And if the nominee is not a Festival and Events Ontario member, then there is the $100 fee that would have to be charged.
Even if the nominator is a member? So let's say Kate nominates somebody within the community. I don't think so. I think it's just if they're a member, if their members nominating them, Dave, you can correct me.
I think the Hall of Fame is more of a member-based thing. I mean, I think they could be nominated by non-members, but I think being a member of FEO is an important part of that. And what I think the way we've always looked at it is the Hall of Fame, it's sort of going over and above what your expectations are. And I know a lot of our past swingers, and Darren being one of them, you know, they've had a big involvement with with Festival and Events Ontario over the years, as well as in their community and their different support that they do. So it, you know, and I think there will still be some board involvement, but like Amanda said, we really want to open it up and make sure that we're not missing people here and there and stuff like that. So it's a transition year, and you know, it'll be a year as we figure it out. But yeah, we want to make sure that we're recognizing people that have gone over and above that. And you know, this isn't something that, you know, people have done for 1 to 5 years. I mean, this is sort of a career or a lifetime achievement of a bulk of work in the festival and event space.
Yeah, I'm going to just echo that. It's a bit of a transition year. So Debbie, I don't think we went through every single possible scenario. So as nominations come through, we might just need to circle back with the awards committee and find out if that meets the intention. Like, is the nomination in good I don't want to say in good faith, but in good, you know, practice with what we're trying? Is the integrity of the Hall of Fame going to be matched by having this individual inducted into the Hall of Fame? So
great, wonderful.
Yeah, but to Dave's point, one of the critical reasons for this shift is to make sure that we aren't overlooking individuals that we may not be exposed to on a regular basis. And with the changes that have been happening, with the longstanding careers that many people are having in retirements or people moving on or out of the industry, we just want to make sure that we capture all of those.
Wonderful. Thanks, Amanda. Kyle has another question. Yes, if a nomination asks for a letter of reference as support material, would including a quote reference within the nomination be sufficient?
Kyle, is that in reference to one of the achievement awards?
Yeah, it was for Service Excellence Awards. It asks for a letter of reference as support material. So I was just wondering if you have like existing quotes from a client or someone that you work with, if you can include that within the body of the award, or if you want basically to have someone provide a separate letter of reference.
Yeah. Great question. So we would require that as a separate supporting material, as a letter of reference.
Yeah, so you can just scan it, save it as a PDF, and then include it in the attachments that you send in.
Okay, so and that's actually a good follow-up question, is when you have the separate form and all of the photos and things that you need to submit within, do you want all of that created into one PDF file?
Sure. If you have the technology to do that, absolutely. And all over the website where the applications are, there are links to a site that we like to use called WeTransfer. It's a free file transfer sharing site. And so any documentation that is too big to email, just use WeTransfer and send it directly to me.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We have a question from Carolina, and then we'll
And Michael. Okay, Caroline.
she says, do we send the PDF fillable form with the one page answers together on the same PDF? We just answered that. Or do they go into separate files in the email? Okay, so that was answered by Kyle and Jay. Michael.
Michael?
Hi, everyone. I'm with Festival of Sound up here in beautiful Parry Sound, Ontario. Festival of Sound has been a recipient of one of the top 100 festivals for several years now. I'm new in this role, and of course we didn't have this process last year, so I'm new to this entire process, and basically I'm wondering if there's someone who will hold my hand through it.
I think one thing you'll find, is all of us at the office here, Jay, Deb, or Amanda, if you're, and for anybody else out there, it's a new process this year.
Yeah.
We're hoping it's streamlined, but if you ever have any questions, don't be afraid to either shoot us an email, give us a quick phone call, and we'll get back to you and help walk you through the process.
And I apologize, I was a bit late to the meeting, so who would be the lead on this one? There are a number of FEO people here, which is great to see all of you there.
It would be Jay.
Hey, Jay. Jay, you're not in Peterborough, are you, Jay?
No, he's here.
No, we're in our office is in Kitchener.
Okay.
So Michael, if you go to our website, festivalsandeventsontario.com,
Yep.
and click on the homepage graphic that's all about awards, it'll take you to the page that you see on the screen. And my email address is all over it if you need to get in touch with me. But each category, you literally just click on it and it opens up the PDF with all the instructions on how to apply for a top 100. And at the bottom is the actual form that you need to use. And then there's instructions on emailing that to me.
Great.
And if any of the support documentation like photos or anything like that are too big to email, then WeTransfer. We're encouraging people to use the WeTransfer, and the link for that is right there. So
Right.
But
and
feel
Jay,
free to
how
reach
do you
out.
pronounce your last name?
It's Nyhouse.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's me.
But yeah, I'll be happy to help anybody on the call if they have any questions. Feel free to reach out.
Perfect. Thanks, Jay. Any other questions? Okay, so mark your calendars. A couple important dates. November 30th is the deadline for all of the nominations, whether it's Top 100, Achievement, Municipality of the Year, Volunteer Program, or Service Excellence, or Hall of Fame. So please try to make sure that information gets loaded up to Jay by November 30th. And also on our website, you can find all of the details for the upcoming Festival Events Ontario 2023 conference, where all of these announcements will happen. That will be from March the 6th till March 8th. So I look forward to seeing everyone's smiling faces and high energy as we accept and recognize the awards. So that that registration is also on our website.
And just to add to that, registration is now open. Please reach out to me. You should have received an email from me if you're a member. Reach out to me to get the promo code so that you get the member pricing on that. And make sure you book your hotel. All the information is on there so that you, because there's a deadline for that as well, which I think is the beginning of February. So that's it for me.
Yeah. So that wraps up everything I have to talk about as well this morning. Thanks, as always, to Debbie and Jay for hosting Tuesday Talks. It's good to see some familiar faces. I did just put in the chat my email address, which is amurray@clearview.ca. If there's anyone on the call or any of our members do have questions about Festival and Events Ontario Awards Program, feel free to also reach out to me. I can be a sounding board. And obviously staff are always available, and we lean heavily on Jay and Debbie to keep me straight. So, so thank you very much. And if there's any other questions, I'm happy to stick around. If not, thanks for listening to Tuesday Talks.
If there are no more questions, we will sign off today. We will sign off now. And just a quick reminder, next week we have Rafflebox coming on board to talk about how they've updated their platform. And we're looking forward to seeing you next week. Don't forget to register and take care, everyone. Have a great week.